Enjoy life. I can definitely hear Tommy Wiseau saying that. Enjoy life. Don't hurt each other. Tommy Wiseau is amazing. This is Hostel Skippy. The house looks pretty good. And here we have a grumpy cat. Look at the face. This should be a famous cat. Look at it. Oh, hi, cat. No, not a friendly one. But I really like the face. And it's so black. It looks fluffy. Hello. Okay. This is a pretty nice looking street. I thought, okay, maybe I'm not gonna film here. And then I read the name of the street, which is Plesivecka. And yeah, this rings a bell. This Plesivecka Street is famous for some vampire stories. Well, it's not like I personally believe there were vampires living here or whatever, don't get me wrong. It's more like there were some old graves somewhere on this street. I don't know exactly where. Would be interesting to find out. Maybe see the spots. I don't know. And these old graves were checked by some archaeologists not long ago, actually. I think 1 or 2 decades ago, so rather recently. And they were a bit atypical in the sense that most of the people who were buried here had their heads cut off, and some of them had rocks inside their mouths. Some others had rocks inside their skulls. I mean, this is pretty, yeah, spooky. So basically there were these rituals made so the people don't come back from the dead, and basically they don't become vampires. It's pretty clear that the people back then were honestly afraid of vampires. I'm not saying that all these vampire stories are true, but the people definitely believed. Otherwise, they would not cut people's head off before they buried them. I mean, it's pretty strange. I don't know if you've ever heard of Eleonore von Schwarzenberg. I hope the name is correct. Wait, there's some Jesus and some crosses. Well, Czech Republic is supposed to be the most atheist country in Europe. Well, for such an atheist country, they definitely have a lot of shrines and crosses and churches and references to Jesus and Mary. Look, some more. Eleonore von Schwarzenberg. She was also famous. I mean, she was kind of like leader. I don't know, like princess or something like that. But she was famous after her death because people believed that she came back as a vampire. Many people think that Dracula, you know, this fictional character created by Bram Stoker, was actually based on this woman, because the initial version of Dracula was a woman and not a man. And Bram Stoker has traveled through Czech Republic and this area in Central Europe, and yeah, many believe that he actually based his character and his stories on this woman. And many believe that she came back as a vampire and that she was reburied several times, because I suppose people were killing her and she was coming back again and again. And Then on her coffin, or whatever grave, I suppose they dug her somewhere. There was a huge boulder, so in case she comes back, she cannot, I don't know, undug herself. She cannot escape the coffin. I think vampires are pretty strong. I think she would manage. Look at this. Cesky Krumlov. Well, I'm happy I have to climb down these stairs and not up. This would make a nice photo. Not this, I mean this. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna take the camera and take a photo here. So, see you guys later. Alright, it's a beautiful street. I want to show you this bench. This pension here. Pension Vok. Sounds very Asian. Well, I was once accommodated here. Exactly here, exactly on this balcony. That was my view. This was my view in the morning when I was waking up. This Vltava River. St. Vitus's Church. By the way, I was talking earlier about it, so this is St. Vitus's Church, in case you didn't know. And the river reflections. Looks so good. Pension Vok. Then here's Pension Wahada. That means snake. It's actually funny. They have a snake as a symbol. Alright. This is some random Czech language knowledge. And here is Hostel Postel. The name is ridiculous, but the place is not bad. Okay, we can go down to the river here. Okay, let's go back. All these streets are so beautiful, and it's so funny that around the main square, which is whatever, just a square, it's not one of my favorites here in Krumlov. Around the main square, there are always hundreds of people. All the tourists go there. And here, you don't see many people. Okay, there's a guy with a tripod taking photographs. That's nice. And, well, that's a pretty looking building. Of course, it's a pension as well. It's a beautiful one. Vampires not allowed. Or? Yay, some snow. Fishermen. I take it they're not tourists. And this parking lot is cool. There are some more stairs. There's like a mine there. Well, you cannot really enter. But that's the entrance. don't mind. Looks spooky. You know what's funny? That's why I was filming these footprints earlier. Because they are mine. I was here last night. Just walked a little bit. Checked the mine. And these are my footprints. Funny. I'll make some fresh ones here. Fresh ones. Old ones. Dog prints too. More. I love dogs. Oops. Okay. There are some wooden benches. Right next to the river. Check this reflection. Wow. Okay, I'm not brave enough to walk this. I don't wanna swim in Vltava. I definitely don't wanna swim in Vltava. Doesn't smell that good either. So let's climb up. So you can see the cloak bridge and basically the castle, or at least a part of it. Oh God, these reflections. Look at this. Wow. Amazing. I have to take a photo of this. See you guys later. Well, I'm back here. I'm like hypnotized by these reflections, really. I think I filmed them like 100 times already. And I'm not the only one. The guy with a tripod is taking some photographs too. Some very nice looking buildings. And the castle. And that wooden bridge is also really cool. Alright, let's talk a bit about a movie called Hostel. If you haven't watched it, it's a horror movie in which two Americans and one guy from Iceland go to Europe, and they end up in Cesky Krumlov, which in the movie is supposed to be a Slovakian village. And here a lot of people are getting kidnapped from this hostel where they are accommodated, and they are sold to millionaires who want to torture them and eventually kill them. Why am I telling you this? Yeah, well, obviously because the movie was filmed in Cesky Krumlov. If you watch the movie before you arrive here, you are gonna get even more excited for the trip, because you will see how beautiful it is. And if you watch the movie after your Krumlov trip, it's also cool to see some of the spots, like, hey, I've been there. Oh, look, the main characters are walking through these streets. I was there as well. Well, when they enter the city, they enter through the cloak bridge, this one there, and then they have this wooden bridge in front of them, and then there's a cool drone shot, I suppose, with the whole village from above. It's really nice. Even if you don't like horror movies, you could at least watch a couple of minutes just to see some shots in Krumlov. Alright. Well, in the summer, there are a lot of people who rent canoes and rafts and just enjoy the village through the river. And it's funny because some of them capsize when they cross this small waterfall, and I mean, of course, no one gets hurt. I mean, I've never heard of anyone getting hurt. So it's just pure fun to sit somewhere here and just watch people capsizing with a canoe. With a raft it's pretty difficult, but with a canoe, yeah, you can capsize easily. I don't know if you can still hear me because of the water. Oh, that's a relaxing sound. So if you come to Cesky Krumlov, do not avoid this street. It's simple, just from here, from this wooden bridge, just walk along, or the other way around from those stairs. It's really beautiful, and you have a lot of good views on the way, and not so many tourists, so you can take some photographs without having hundreds of people in your shot. So we've crossed the bridge. Now, this is a small island actually. Look. Some souvenir shop, of course. You see, it's an actual island because that's another bridge. And also one of my favorite views in Krumlov is this one. With the river and the castle tower. Alright. Souvenir, please do not touch, thank you. Look how big this castle is. You see this balcony there? The castle. There are some kids. Well, it's pretty cool. You can see the whole town from there and from this bridge. We will check it out later, huh? Or if not later, maybe tomorrow, because the sun is setting, so you're not gonna see much. I went up there to the castle last night, but I couldn't film much because, well, it was pointless. You could not really see it, and just to hear my annoying voice walking around and rambling, it's not really such a good idea. Okay, so on this island you can have a romantic talk on that bench while enjoying the castle and the river. Back to the mainland. It's like a chair, form of a bear. They love their bears here in Krumlov. It's like a bear town. And here, exactly here in this corner, I'm gonna show you a photo. There was a bear shop. You could buy bears, like, you know, stuffed plush toys, or purse, like a women purse in the shape of a bear, and a lot of fluffy bear stuff. But now it's nothing, or I don't know what it is. Oh, it's a high five point, whatever that means. High five point. The bear shop was better. I mean, of course, all this shit was like just kitschy. But yeah, I'd rather buy a kitschy stuff in the shape of a bear than to go to the high five point. Hi dogs. Alright, so here we are in the center. There is Leibon, the castle, and the main bridge in the town. And this is also a pretty good view with the river and all these houses, which you realize in summer they are all terraces, so you can have a drink or a meal with this view. Okay, let's see on this side. Alright, so this way you can go and explore the castle, but maybe we do that tomorrow. The sun is slowly setting. I don't know. You reckon I still have like half an hour? Maybe I can get back home like super fast. We shall see.